Man just got on the plane. He found his seat was occupied by a bare child. He was about to lose his temper. Unexpectedly, the flight attendant took him directly to the first class. At this time, as the president of Annie is being harassed by an old man. Annoyed, he pulled Carl directly to his side. The old man had no choice but to stop. On the way, Annie was fully engaged in her work. Carl was playing with the lift seat like a child. At this moment, the two would never think the story of a domineering woman in love with a poor boy would happen to them. Just then, the plane suddenly encountered a strong turbulence. The plane began to lurch violently. The panic-stricken Annie subconsciously grabbed Carl's hand. Instead of shaking it off, Carl quietly held it tightly. The cold hand touched Carl's heart. Shyly, Annie withdrew her hand, but the warmth that remained in her palm was already etched in his heart. Seeing that Annie was about to leave, Carl rushed to ask her name.
Ravi d'avoir frôlé la mort en votre compagnie en tout cas.
Au revoir.
Balthazar. Je m'appelle Balthazar.
Alice.
Looking at the back of the goddess leaving, Carl's heart was a little low. She was supposed to be a strong woman who put her work first. I'm sure she didn't see herself as an ordinary person. If it wasn't for the economy class problem, I wouldn't have even had the chance to meet Annie. But the flash drive that fell on the floor, Carl saw a new hope. He unbuckled his seatbelt and chased him out, but Annie had already left in the car. He shouted after her, but a middle-aged man taunted him. He laughed at Carl for wanting to eat a swan's meat. The next day, Annie walks into the office with a confident stride. Her powerful presence makes everyone smile at her, but in private, they sneered at her. They said she was an old woman who didn't know what she was doing. Annie didn't take this to heart. She just wanted to do her job. She wanted to be promoted to editor-in-chief of the magazine soon, but the boss said that the editor-in-chief position had been given to someone else. Annie was puzzled and asked why. She thought she was serious enough about her work. The boss said that although Jonah was not as good as you, but she was a lively and cheerful person. She had a good relationship with all her colleagues, and she has an active mind. It helps the company to develop and innovate. On the other hand, Annie is dead and dull all day long. She didn't have the energy and vitality of Jonah. Annie was so angry that she got up and left. She wanted to relieve her anger by working, only to find that the flash drive was missing. When she was depressed, suddenly, she saw a note on her computer. It said that a man had come to return something to you today, but you were busy at the time. Annie called the number on the note, but Carl was at the bar with his classmates. He excitedly gave the address of the bar. I didn't think Annie would actually come over. It was the first time she had ever been in such a noisy place. She just wanted to get the flash drive and get back to work, but Carl wanted to go home and get it. Annie followed him out of the bar, but the boy's ride was just a broken-down scooter. This was both a surprise and a novelty to Annie. Seeing that she couldn't wear a helmet, Carl rushed forward to help, but this scene was secretly filmed by Annie's colleagues. From their point of view, the two were kissing. This is a breaking news. Annie did not know all this. Followed Carl straight home. Although it was only the second time they had met, she trusted this guy for some reason. After getting the flash drive, Annie immediately left. Carl rushed out after her.
Je me disais peut-être qu'on pourrait prendre un café un soir. Pas forcément un soir d'ailleurs. Je sais pas pourquoi je dis soir, ça peut être le matin, ça peut être l'après-midi, mais je suis assez dispo. Et puis pas forcément café, hein.
Écoutez, je sais que c'est très à la mode en ce moment et c'est vraiment gentil, mais je suis débordée. C'est pas du tout mon genre. Au revoir.
A blunt rejection by his sweetheart. Carl didn't react for half a day, but he could never have imagined Annie would soon be courting him.